What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with another episode of Under the Radar, and this time we are talking about 3 more albums that came out on May 3rd, and, well, we got an interesting list lined up for you. Kicking things off, we have Terminal Nation with Echoes of the Devil's Den. This is on 20 Buck Spin, and this is a Little Rock, Arkansas-based death metal slash hardcore slash doom metal band. It's kind of a hybrid of all three, to be honest. Mostly death metal. But yeah, this, like I said, on 20 Buck Spin, and, well, all politics behind the lyrics aside, musically, this is some pretty ferocious brutality going on here. Like, horror ambience, they're playing with that HM2 tone, which, how can I hate something that has an HM2 tone? There's hardcore grooves, doom stomps, basically the main ingredients of this album, and particularly within the band itself. D beats to give it a little bit of that punkiness, blast beats, nasty old school death metal tremolos, occasional dissonance pops up here and there, some double time rhythms, clean guitars on a track, and sinister melodies. Quite a few guest stars, the biggest one being Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage, and I think some of the guest stars were cool, like Jesse Leach, but most didn't really hit me as hard. Just didn't quite fit on this album for me. Now, like I said, all politics behind the lyrics aside, which I'll just say it, I'm not the biggest fan of the lyrics on here, but aside from that, the performances were great, the songwriting was solid, the production was pretty nasty. It's just that, does this band bring anything new to the table? No, but is what they do musically cool? Absolutely. So if you are a fan of Gate Creeper, Creeping Death, Fuming Mouth, and Black Breath, check this out. I am going to give this a 3.5. I think this is a pretty good album, all things considered. Now let's get on to the next album, the second album, and that is As the Sun Falls with Kaamos. This comes out on Theogona Records, and this is a Switzerland-based melodic death metal band, and feels like a hybrid of Swedish melodic death metal and Finnish melodic death metal, despite being from Switzerland. As far as what you get on here, somber strings here and there, huge melodies, I gotta admit, huge melodies, even some death metal triplet chugs to kind of keep it still a little on the brutal side, but with those melodic hooks, clean vocals, somber atmosphere a lot of the times, like it can sound quite sad. It occasionally does bring in some thrash metal and maybe even some doom metal moments, and even a couple songs, dare I say, black metal pops up in terms of like the tremolo riffs and the blast beats. Death metal chugs, like classic death metal chugs. You get some really tasteful piano parts here and there. Even classical guitar work, which I thought was really, really cool. I always like hearing classical guitars in metal because it adds more melody and dynamic to a song. And of course, even some double time rhythms come up once again, as well as even female vocals on a track. So yeah, basically this is another one similar to Terminal Nation in the sense it's not reinventing the wheel of melodic death metal, but for what this band is doing, they are doing a solid job at creating melodic death metal that has somber atmosphere but with some brutal death metal moments. Not like brutal death metal as a genre, but like some more brutal moments that pop up but still retaining melody and hooks and beauty. So if you are a fan of, I would say, Insomnium, Omnium Gatherum, In Mourning, and Bellacore, check this out. I'm also going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. This is some pretty solid stuff. But that leaves us with the third and final album, and that is Naxen with Descending into a Deeper Darkness. This came out on Vendetta Records, and this is a German black metal band. And what's interesting, take out the 21-second intro that I thought was needless and it could have just been attached to the proper opening track. If you don't count that intro, there's only 4 songs on this album and they all exceed 8 minutes. The first track being 8, second track I think was over 9, third track I think was like 10 or 11, and then the closer was like 14. So yeah, they're definitely broadening something within black metal. Like, and this is some second wave black metal worship, but also some melodic black metal worship. You get sinister tremolos and blasts, just like a typical black metal band would. But dare I say, it's a little more aggressive with the vocals. Not so much like, it's not the typical black metal vocals. It's got a little more aggression behind it, a little more oomph to it. Creepy vibes here and there. Some double time rhythms, which again, I always like hearing those. Somber melodies even come up, and dare I say, even on occasion, some death metal grooves kind of pop up here and there. Same with some dissonant riffs, low chants. It even gets flat out doomy on quite a few sections on this entire album. But what's the big strength of this album is every song's connected together, so it's almost like you're listening to one long run-on song, even though it's divided into like 4 parts. But it's ferocious, it can get epic at times, but also what I love about this is that you can get lost within the album. Not in the bad way, but it's like you're just listening to it while you're playing a video game or something like that, and it just feels cool to your ears. So overall, if you like bands like Mugwa, Uada, Black Braid, and dare I say even Dissection, check this out. I am actually going to give this 4.5. I think this might be my favorite black metal album of 2024 thus far. I think this is a brilliant album for what they are doing. But of course, those are just my thoughts. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Keep your horns high and your dreams wet.